Hello and welcome to Poliscoop, where we focus on all things concerning the Great Lakes region, broadcasting in both English and French. Welcome to Poliscoop's news edition, Poliscoop 360. In today's top headlines, President Kagame joins more than 25 African heads of state in Nairobi for the inaugural Africa Forward Summit alongside Presidents William Ruto and Emmanuel Macron. Meanwhile, concerns continue to grow in eastern DRC following reports of another civilian killing despite ongoing mediation efforts. And Rwanda continues expanding its international presence through the upcoming Africa CEO Forum, Louise Mushikiwabo's OIF campaign, and Kigali's latest international recognition. Here are the details. President Paul Kagame arrived in Nairobi on May 11th for the inaugural Africa Forward Summit, co-hosted by President William Ruto and French President Emmanuel Macron. More with Jessica from Nairobi.
President Paul Kagame arrived in Nairobi on May 11th for the inaugural Africa Forward Summit, co-hosted by Kenyan President William Ruto and French President Emmanuel Macron. The summit has brought together more than 25 heads of state and government from across Africa, making it one of the continent's most significant diplomatic gatherings this year. The timing of the summit comes days after the Paris Court of Appeal revived the Agathe Kanziga-Habyarimana genocide against the Tutsi investigation, a serious case that has been ongoing for years, reviving hopes of justice to finally be served.
Attention is now turning to Kigali, where another major continental gathering is expected within days. Just 48 hours after the conclusion of the Africa Forward Summit, 6 sitting African heads of state are expected in Kigali for the Africa CEO Forum from May 14th to 15th. The event is widely regarded as Africa's leading private sector and investment gathering. The concentration of major political and economic meetings within the same week highlights Rwanda's growing role as a regional diplomatic and business hub. Louis now reports on Rwanda's expanding international profile.
Rwanda's Ministry of Foreign Affairs is also continuing its campaign for the re-election of Louise Mushikiwabo as Secretary General of the International Organization of the Francophone. Separately, Kigali became the first African city to officially receive the UCI Bike City label following the successful hosting of the 2025 UCI Road World Championships in Kigali.
In Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, however, insecurity continues despite ongoing diplomatic engagement through the Montreux mediation process. Louis tells us more from Eastern DRC.
Reports from North Kivu indicate that violence on the ground remains a serious concern. On the morning of May 11, Majagira Nor, a cattle farmer, was killed in Tikimishal in the Luberizi locality. According to AFC M23 spokesperson Lawrence Kanyuka, the killing took place amid a broader targeting of civilians in the area since the night of May 10th. These developments underscore the continuing gap between diplomatic negotiations and conditions faced by civilians on the ground.
These developments reflect two parallel dynamics shaping the Great Lakes region: Rwanda's expanding diplomatic and economic influence and the continuing instability in eastern DRC. We will continue to follow these stories and bring you further updates as they develop. Thank you for joining us.